President-elect Trump announced that former Ambassador Nikki Haley and former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo would not be joining his administration on Saturday. I will not be inviting former Ambassador Nikki Haley or former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo to join the Trump administration, which is currently in formation, the Republican leader wrote on Truth Social. I very much enjoyed and appreciated working with them previously and would like to thank them for their service to our country. Make America great again. Pompeo shared that he was open to accepting a position under the former president in March. I don't often comment on jobs I've not been offered, he told Fox News' Neil Cavuto, later adding, but if I get a chance to serve and think that I can make a difference, I'm almost certainly going to say yes to the opportunity to try and deliver on behalf of the American people. Haley said she was on standby to help Trump during his campaign but never joined him on the campaign trail. She congratulated Trump publicly on Wednesday after he was determined the winner of the 2024 election. The American people have spoken. Oh, excuse me. Let me do it in my Haley voice. The American people have spoken. Haley wrote Wednesday morning on the social platform X. Congratulations to President Trump on a strong win. Now it's time for the American people to come together, pray for our country, and start the process of a peaceful transition. After Trump announced his decision not to invite Haley to join his administration, she released a statement applauding him again for defending America. I was proud to work with President Trump defending America at the United Nations. I wish him and all who serve great success in moving us forward to a stronger, safer America over the next 4 years, Haley wrote in the post on X. The former president has announced that longtime senior Susie Wilkes will serve as chief of staff, and former Georgia Senator Kelly Loeffler and Steve Witkoff will serve as co-chairs of the Trump-Vance inauguration. This is what selling your soul looks like. Well, let me just address Pompeo first before we get into everyone's favorite washed-up former UN ambassador. So Trump likes loyalty. That's been something we've discussed before. And although Pompeo did not run against him, it was rumored that he was considering it or possibly wanting to enter the Republican primary. It, after all, is not uncommon for secretaries of state to either have run for president before becoming Secretary of State or after becoming Secretary of State. And he seemed to be following this trend. Now, Trump, ended up speaking out publicly against it. Pompeo didn't really seem to just enthusiastically back him, even though he was a former cabinet member. So it's not really that surprising that he would say, oh, you think you're going to get another job after you didn't try to help me come back to the White House? Sorry, buddy. Now with Haley, man, where do we start? I mean, I'm trying to think of how to begin this. You condemn him for January 6th. Then you say that you won't run against him in 2024 if he runs. Then you run against him anyway. And then during the campaign, you talk all this stuff about him being weak on the knees on this issue, bad on this issue, yada, yada, yada. And you lose pretty decisively where you only pick up one state throughout the whole primary, Vermont. And after sitting in your bunker for a few months, I guess kissing your boo-boos, you then decide to come back and try to mount an attempt at getting under his good graces. Oh, here's an endorsement, and if you want me to campaign with you, I'll campaign with you too. And then if he never tries to get her to, because he knows that there's no reason. Democrats are not going to be more enthused with her, and she's like poison to his base, so she just unwillingly sits the rest of the election cycle out. And I have to say, I think there's an alternate timeline where she doesn't run in 2024. Waits until 2028, like a lot of other Trump sycophants are doing. If she did that, I think there's a good shot of her being, there would have been a good shot of her being Trump's Secretary of State. I think that would have been the natural evolution, because it wasn't until she left his cabinet and started flapping her stupid gums that friction between them started to happen. But yeah, I find this really because Pompeo, it's whatever. He's young. He's not. I don't think despised by Trump's base. They don't really. They don't have anywhere near the vitriol that Haley has. But with Haley, it's like you give your endorsement after people tried to say, "Oh, she has principles, she has morals, she's gonna not endorse Trump after getting out of the race," and then she backtracks on that. And like I said before, I don't know what her thinking is. Like you destroyed your good graces with the people who don't like Trump by endorsing him, and now he remembers that you ran against him, so he's not going to give you a position in his cabinet. So I guess the full extent of her political career now will be her little stupid podcast that nobody listens to. That's the that's the final springboard for her lack of principles. I guess it's a fitting conclusion.